What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So these are my seasoning of choice. I have my onion powder, garlic powder, Cajun seasoning, salt, complete season, paprika, chicken seasoning, all-purpose seasoning, and I also have my black pepper. Now the correct measurement will be listed in the description box. Remember to check it out. So just give it a nice mix just to combine all the flavors together, and we're gonna move on to the next step. Now I wash my chicken nicely with some white vinegar and lime juice. Afterwards, you drain off all that water and you pat dry your chicken. So I'll be adding 2 tablespoons of my green season blend. Alright, so it's just a mixture of herbs. So I will also leave the seasonings that are blended in the description box as well. There will be an upcoming video on how I make my green seasoning. Green seasoning is just a Caribbean thing, right? We just love to add our green seasoning to our food, which makes our food excellent in taste. So after adding the seasoning, I did leave back some to add to my flour mixture. So just use your nice clean hands to season your chicken nicely. Now I will not marinate my chicken overnight. You could do so if you choose to do that, but mine just need half an hour. So if you want to put it in a refrigerator and let it marinate overnight, ensure that you remove it like in half an hour before you cook it so your chicken can thaw, because you don't want to fry your cold chicken. In the container I have some flour. Now to the flour I am going to add the leftover dry seasoning. I like to use a bowl to bread my chicken, but if you like you could put it in a Ziploc bag, that way it is easier with all of that mess. So I'm just shaking to mix all the seasoning together. However guys, I do like to add extra black pepper to my flour because I loved the flakes of the black pepper on the chicken. Now if you don't like black pepper, you don't have to add it at all. Alright, since you added it to season the chicken already. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to preheat the oil. Even though we're frying the chicken, guys, I don't love a lot of oil, so I'm not going to be deep frying. If you want to deep fry, then go ahead and do so. It's your kitchen. So after the chicken marinated, I'm going to add the chicken pieces to the flour mixture. Now for the extra crispy chicken, you could add some cornstarch to the flour mixture as well. So after I added the chicken pieces, I'm going to just shake it nicely just to coat each piece of the chicken in the flour mixture. So after I'm finished doing so, I am going to gently remove each piece of the chicken from the flour. You want to ensure that it's fully coated in the flour. So this method works very well and it has less mess, because sometimes guys, flour can make the place very messy. I can attest to that because using flour I can be very messy. So using the method with the bowl, it works perfectly for me. I have less mess to clean up. So I'm just placing my chicken pieces on a plate just for them to rest while I finish coat each piece of the chicken in the flour mixture. So I'm just going to coat 3 pieces at a time. And guys, I'm using legs and thighs. You could use whichever part of the chicken that you so desire. So at this point, I'm just checking to see if my oil is hot. So what I'm doing is just use some flour to just see if it's hot enough, or if you have like a wooden spoon, you could place the wooden spoon in the pot, and if it starts to fry, your oil is hot. So you don't want your oil to be extremely hot, because you don't want, as you put the chicken in there, it starts to burn. So ensure that it's about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And you fry my chicken. Now I'm just adding 3 pieces at a time to the pot, and I'm gonna fry on a medium high flame. As I say, you don't want your flame to be too hot because you don't want your chicken to burn before it starts frying. So just fry each side for about 8 minutes. Legs and thighs take a longer time to fry, so 8 to 10 minutes would be perfect since we're not frying on a high flame. Yes. So at this point, I'm just turning my chicken pieces to the other side. So guys, after your chicken finish frying, just place them on a wire rack to drain the excess oil. Now because you're doing Barbie fry, I love my chicken to crispy and nice. I don't want it to fry and it's not that crispy. Alright, so when I place it on the paper towel, it's going to become soggy. And remember, we're going to add the nice sauce, so you don't want your chicken to be soggy. You want it to be crispy and nice. So after I finish removing these pieces of chicken, I am going to add the next batch. Now if you fry a chicken and the oil have, you know, those little clump of flour in there, you could just use a spoon to remove it before you add the next batch of chicken. Now I'm just gonna finish frying off camera, and then we move on to the next step, which is to make the sauce. Now these are the ingredients that I will be using to make my delicious sauce. I have some black pepper, I have some red chili flakes, I have ginger powder, onion and garlic powder. I also have some maple syrup. If you like, I could use honey. I have my barbecue sauce of choice. I have some tomato ketchup. So I also have some dark brown sugar. Now pertaining to the dark brown sugar, I had some granulated sugar. So what I did, I just add a teaspoon of molasses, then I mix it until it forms dark sugar. Okay, so if you don't have no dark brown sugar, the molasses do give your barbecue sauce a nice taste. So even though we're adding some store-bought barbecue sauce, you know that additional molasses do makes a difference. Alright, just mix your dry ingredients together, pour your barbecue sauce and all the other ingredients, and then we're going to mix and make our delicious homemade barbecue sauce. Okay, well, not fully homemade barbecue sauce, because you know we use a store-bought barbecue. Alright, so you don't have to use the brand that I use. You could always use your favorite brand. That's the one I had. I don't really like it, but you know, that's the one I had, so I'm just using what I have at hand. So after I finished mixing, I realized that I needed some more color, so I added some dark soy sauce. I don't know if you saw me pouring it into the container, but I realized that I needed some more, so I'm gonna add it afterwards. So here I'm just adding some salt, just a pinch of salt, and I also added a teaspoon of vinegar. I use apple cider vinegar. Now if you like, I could use the white vinegar if you like. Now I added some more soya sauce off camera, so as you can see, it's getting darker in color. I do like my Barbie fried chicken to have that nice dark color. So if you don't like yours as dark as mine, then you know, of course, you could just add less dark soya sauce, or you could also add browning. So these are my lovely fried chicken. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn them to the other side. I don't really like to base the top of the chicken with the sauce and then I flip it over. You know, I rather to do the underside first and then I turn it over and do the top. Alright, I don't want to disturb the top, so that's why I always do it that way. Now I realized that my recording, it wasn't recording at some point, so you will realize that some parts of it you don't see when I'm doing it, but you know, I'm just using the pastry brush to just base each piece of the chicken. Now if you don't have a pastry brush, you could also use a spoon, or if you want, you could just add each piece of the chicken in the bowl and just coat the chicken. Alright, that goes faster, but I love to use the pastry brush. Now after I finish base on the side, I'm just turning them to the other side and then I'm gonna baste them. Now after I finish basting the chicken, I'm going to put the chicken in my preheated oven and let it bake for about 10 to 15 more minutes, just for the sauce to stick on the chicken. Alright, so I will leave all the details in the description box, so don't forget to check it out. Alright, so my chicken, they're looking lovely. I use most of that chicken that I made, most of that sauce that I made. So this is how it looks after I place them in the oven. So now I'm gonna plate up some and present to you. So this is the end product. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the recipe. Subscribe for more awesome videos. See you next time. Bye guys.